The Empress had only one weapon she truly trusted, and it was broken.
He thought he was saving a weapon. Fix it.
He didn't know he was about to change everything.
The weapon had been broken for 3 weeks. This was not a small problem. The Empress Val'Koren did not accept failures from her servants, and she certainly did not accept failures in her personal armory. But more than that, this was the weapon she had carried for 15 years. The one that had been with her through every conquest, every rebellion, every moment that had built her legend across the known galaxies. My name is Kai Vex, and I was the only person in the palace who could fix it. I wasn't supposed to be good at my job. I was a human, a maintenance technician assigned to the royal palace 3 cycles ago, brought in from Earth on a specialized contract because the Empire needed someone who could work with both ancient Earth weaponry and cutting-edge alien technology. The theory was that human intuition plus alien innovation might solve problems that pure alien engineering could not. The theory had proven correct exactly enough times that I'd become indispensable. But indispensable doesn't mean safe. I was in the lower weapon chamber when the summons came. A royal guard, silent, efficient, dangerous in that particular way that all of Lyris's personal detail were dangerous, simply appeared at the doorway and said, "The Empress requires your presence." Immediately. "No, please." Royalty didn't use "please." I followed her through corridors of polished marble and glowing panels, up 3 levels, past guards who didn't even glance at me, and into the royal personal armory. The doors were heavy enough to survive a detonation. The security was layers, retinal scan, genetic locks, something that made my teeth ache when we passed through it. The weapon was laid out on a table of white marble in the center of the room. It was beautiful and terrible, ancient at its core, but rebuilt and modified 100 times over. The barrel was carved with the insignia of Val'Koren's house, sharp geometric patterns that caught the light. The firing mechanism was a blend of crystalline technology and pure mechanical precision. It had been designed to work in the hands of someone who understood both patience and violence, and it had been used by exactly one person, the Empress herself. And it was completely dysfunctional. "The power coupling is degraded," came a voice from behind me, cool, controlled, demanding absolute accuracy in assessment. "The crystalline firing matrix is fracturing along the primary axis. The weapon will not hold a charge for more than 8 seconds. I require it fixed by tomorrow." Turn. Empress Lyris Val'Koren stood in the full weight of her formal armor, silver-white braids falling past her shoulders, the crown on her head sharp enough to draw blood. She was beautiful the way a blade was beautiful, elegant and dangerous and entirely without mercy. "Your Majesty," I said and meant it. Because whatever my opinions on monarchy or alien hierarchy, this woman had earned every inch of her power. "The coupling is regenerative. Can rebuild it. The matrix, though." I picked up the weapon carefully, feeling the dead weight of it, the absence of its usual humming energy. "The fractures go deep. I'll need to recrystallize the entire primary node. That takes time and it takes precision. If I rush it, I could damage the memory imprint. This weapon knows you. If I don't respect that, I could erase everything it remembers about your firing patterns." The guard shifted, saying something like "I could" to the Empress, implying risk or limitation, was not typically behavior that led to long life expectancy. But Lyris just tilted her head slightly. "How long?" she asked. 6 hours, I said. "Maybe 7. I won't know until I start the recrystallization sequence. The matrix will tell me what it needs." "You believe the weapon has needs," she said. It wasn't quite a question. "I believe everything that's been alive long enough develops preferences," I said. "This weapon has been with you for 15 years. It's been shaped by your hands, your intent, your will. The crystalline matrix doesn't just store data, it stores resonance. Your resonance. I'd be committing a crime to ignore that. The silence stretched. Then she said, "You have the armory. You have whatever resources you require. You will report to me when it is complete. I will be waiting." Left. The guards left. I was alone with a broken weapon and 6 hours to save my life. I worked with my hands and my focus and every instinct that had kept me alive on a death world like Earth. I traced the fractures in the crystalline matrix, understanding the stress patterns, the way the cracks had formed around the moments of greatest power. I carefully extracted the memory imprints, all those moments of the Empress's will, her intent, the countless times she had trusted this weapon to be an extension of herself. I rebuilt the power coupling using techniques that were half Earth and half alien innovation, something no pure alien technician would have thought to try. I regrew the crystalline matrix, slowly, carefully, singing to it in a low voice. An old Earth habit, the kind of thing that made pure mechanics cringe, but that worked anyway. By hour 5, the weapon was humming again. By hour 5:45, it sang. And at exactly hour 6, I completed the final calibration, and I looked up from the table to find Empress Lyris Val'Koren standing in the doorway, perfectly still, watching me with an expression I'd never seen on her face before. "It's ready," I said, offering the weapon across the white marble. She didn't take it immediately. She just looked at the way the crystalline matrix was glowing with soft internal light, the way the power coupling hummed with her own signature energy, the way the geometry of it seemed to settle into perfect alignment. "You restored its memory," she said quietly. "You didn't erase it and rebuild. You preserved what it was." "It would have been a crime," I said, "to do anything else." She moved forward, reached out, took the weapon. The moment her hand touched it, the matrix flared bright, a recognition so vivid and complete that the light filled the entire chamber. The weapon sang in her hands, not humming anymore, singing, a frequency that made the air itself vibrate, that spoke of trust and power and the kind of bond that forms between a warrior and a weapon. And then she was moving, and the guards were not moving to stop her, and suddenly she was right in front of me, and I understood about half a second before it happened what she was about to. She kissed me. Hard. Intense. The kind of kiss that was not a gesture of emotion but a statement of intent. Her hand came up to my face, and I felt the calluses there. A warrior's hands, the hands of someone who had killed with precision and skill and necessity. The kiss lasted 3 seconds, maybe 4, long enough to feel real, long enough that I was certain it was happening, and then she pulled back. Her ice blue eyes were intense and close, and something in them had shifted into a state I had no name for. "You preserved what was sacred," she said. "In a human, I did not expect such understanding." "Your Majesty," I said, because I had no other words that would fit. "Tomorrow," she said, "you will join my personal technical staff. You will have access to every weapon in this palace. You will answer directly to me." He paused. "And you will never speak of what just happened to another soul. Do you understand?" "Understood." "Yes, Your Majesty," I said. She turned and walked away, the weapon held reverently in her hands, humming with energy that was already beginning to integrate with her own power signature. Behind her, the guards followed. Behind them, I stood alone in the armory, my hands still shaking, understanding that I had just stepped across a line that most humans never even saw. And I was not afraid.